way back.
Oh, God.
'Cause I remember 72nd and Yates. Yellow building.
And you were on the ground floor?
First floor. There was a ground floor
Oh.
and then a first floor. Ground floor, I don't know. Maybe it was service kind of things down on the ground floor. And then it was kind of half ground. And then we were right above that in the first floor.
Kind of a half flight up?
Yeah. 72nd and Yates. Yep.
Do you remember school?
What?
Do you remember going to school?
Not there. I wasn't old enough to go to school there.
Oh. Because your late fall birthday?
What?
Because of your late fall birthday?
I don't know whether that was much of an issue or not. But I didn't start until Des Moines, really.
But Sheila was born when you still lived at 72nd and Yates.
Yes. She was born and we moved. Had to get out of town. Moved to Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, my mother thought we were, going out to nowhere's land, She's Southside Chicago girl. She didn't know anything else but that. And to move to Des Moines, Iowa. Where's that? And we were only there for 3 or 4 years, but I think we moved 3 times. Started out in a little apartment. Then we rented a little house that was back on a lot. And then there was the third place. It was a 2-flat deal, I think.
Which one was the one on Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania Avenue? Good question.
That might have been when the one you first moved in, just in reference to that newspaper clipping
Yeah.
that the photos were made of
Yeah.
that are up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not absolutely sure, but
Yeah. 72nd and Yates. My folks lived, before I was born, they lived at 78th and Yates. The address I remember is the 72nd and Yates. I mean, the IC track or platform is just right there. So we had an easy Illinois Central ride to downtown.
Nice.
And the IC came into downtown on the east edge of Grant Park. And then up to just south of the Prudential Building, what became of the Prudential Building.
Oh,
But I think the Prudential Building was built while I was,
a little guy.
yeah. It's a big deal.
Well, especially during the Depression.
Yeah. And I remember, we went downtown for anything, which wasn't very often, but we took the IC, the Illinois Central, because the station was just up the block from where we lived, and made 2 or 3 stops before we got to downtown.
Where was Grandpa working?
Where was he working?
Yeah. Where did he go to work? Do you know?
When we lived out there, I'm not sure where their office was. I think it was downtown somewhere. I think he took the IC, Illinois Central, to downtown, and then hiked over to the building there. It was either right on Michigan or on State. think I'm in State Street. His office is on.
So he'd get off still right there in the Grant Park area and
And
then
walk
go
over, yeah.
west.
Yeah. Yep. The IC was very convenient.
Yeah, that sounds
We
like
were
a
just-
good run.
We were just, I don't know, a block or so away from the station and stopped there. And 2-3 stops later, we were downtown.
Nice. Did it go along the lake at all?
What?
Could you see the lake from the train?
Yes.
It's bright
Yes.
in there
Nice.
because the sun is setting.
Yeah, we could walk to the beach
Uh-huh.
from where we lived.
Right here for
There was
some
a
balance?
beach at 72nd and Yates, 72nd, that area.
Oh.
Um, So when I was little, it was not unusual to walk down to the beach, play in the sand.
With your mom?
Yeah.
And your dad?
I-
Or
well, sometimes,
he was working a lot.
yeah. I remember one story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I was playing on the sand at a big sandy beach. And I was, making houses, building things
Oh, fun.
with the sand when I was just little. And I guess somebody, my aunt or a cousin or somebody up older than me,
One of the
asked me if
Doloreses?
I was going into the water. I said, too much water. All of Lake Michigan was there in front of me and I was about this high.
Yeah. At least there wasn't big crashing waves.
Huh?
There wasn't big crashing waves like the Pacific. It's
Yeah, but the lake gets wavy
when the weather
when
is.
the weather is, yeah. Depends on the wind. The surface of Lake Michigan is very much controlled by the winds that blow up and down the lake.
Ooh, what about going to the Sox games with your mom?
Well,
The White Sox games?
White Sox, yeah. That was a big trip for us. But it was a neat trip because the Illinois Central trains, commuter trains, came right, I don't know, two blocks away from where we lived in an apartment. You walk over and get on the IC.
Probably as easy as walking up to the high school and you get to catch the train.
What?
Comparing to where we are here
Yeah.
and how close we are to the high school,
Oh, yeah,
just right up there, and then you got the train and the world's your
Yeah.
oyster.
yeah,
Yeah, that's nice.
very much so, yeah. Yeah, it was very convenient.
Do you
Illinois
remember the
Central.
ballpark?
I didn't know, when I was a kid, I didn't know there was any other transportation system in Chicago other than the Illinois Central.
Ah,
We just took the IC downtown
that's all you needed.
and you get off at the park and walk over into down.
One of the best parks in the world.
Yeah, Grant Park. Yeah. That was
Nice.
before the Prudential Building.
Thank you.
I remember the Prudential Building being built. It was a big deal. Right there on the park. Wow.
Goodness.
But downtown Chicago really is unique in some respects, and one of the respects is that it's got a front yard on the lake, Grant Park. It's a big park.
Yeah, I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
Very fortunate to get to go there.
Down at one end, later on, the Prudential Building sprouted up. But that was in my time that that built up. Then there were scattered other buildings developed, in the downtown area. And we, from where we lived out at 72nd and Yates, we had the IC station just up the block on the Illinois Central, and that was like our streetcar. You get on to go downtown, we took the IC because it made about 3 or 4 stops between our 72nd Street and downtown,
Nice.
like Grant Park. I left a little bit of a walk across Grant Park, but other than that, it was very convenient.
So, is this the area that it's in?
Yes, sir.
Right here?
What do you got? What do you got?
72nd and Yates, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
You live in the South Shore?
What?
South Shore? Is that the...
That's the South Shore neighborhood. Yeah.
Oh.
See, that's the lake right there,
Yeah.
and the lake curves here down here.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. You were really close to the Indiana border, too. Like, relatively close.
Close to what?
Indiana border, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, relatively close. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where they connect right there at the bottom of Lake Michigan there.
Wow. Yeah.
That was my beach.
Mm-hmm.
Was at 71st Street.
Right. Let's see. You look. Oh, right here?
71st.
And then we
Right
go
over
down.
to the lake, right there. See that park?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was my beach.
Mm-hmm. Little cultural center.
Oh.
And so that's a train track over there. Would that be where the?
I see, the Illinois Central.
Yeah.
That's the way we went downtown from that neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Not on the, Chicago had its own transit system, but the Illinois Central was so convenient. We just walked across the street practically,
Yeah.
down the block, get on the Illinois Central at 71st Street, and be downtown in 10 minutes.
Wow.
So you made 2 stops or 3 stops on the way, and you were downtown
Yeah.
at Grant Park. You had to walk over through Grant Park to get into downtown.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
No,
Unless it's really cold.
Oh yeah, sure.
which it can be.
Did but then later when you were older at De La Salle, but you would take the train into Chicago because your grandmother worked?
What?
When you in later years, when you went to De La Salle, you take the train into Chicago to get to Minneapolis to get home because there wasn't a direct line from St. Louis to Minneapolis, so you'd go
Oh, right, yeah.
to
Yeah,
Chicago.
go to Chicago.
And your grandmother worked for the railroad.
Yes,
Which grandma?
Nanny.
Your
My
father's
father's
mother.
mother. She was
Lillian.
a professional woman. She worked most of her life.
Because your grandfather had passed away
Right,
when your dad was really young.
right.
So she was a working mom, single mom.
Huh?
She was a single mom.
Yep. Well, my sister was born in that time period in Chicago.
The 72nd and Yates.
Yeah.
What else do you remember about Sheila being born? At the end
Not
of March.
much. I was 4 or 5.
3.5, almost 4. She was born the end of March in 1934.
34.
Yeah. Barely 3.5.
Yeah. So she was just a nuisance as far as I was concerned.
Oh no. Her life was changed.
I was an only child. I was already spoiled. And then my
Yeah.
sister came along. What is this? That's your sister.
Can't relate.
But she grew up all right.
That's good.